This is Josh Hart 4 seconds out. Delighted to be joined by Eddie Hearn here in Manchester. Eddie, Catterall Eubank this weekend, a brilliant domestic fight. I think probably one of the best ones we've seen so far this year. Who do you see coming out on top in this main event?
Well, obviously I'm biased because Jack Catterall's our man, but I think it's one of those fascinating matchups where the storyline says it all. You've got Harlem Eubank, 21-0, rising star, been delivering some big audiences on Channel 5, stepping up to world level for the first time. And then you've got Jack Catterall, who really should have been fighting Teofimo Lopez for the World Championship, now puts it all on the line in a big domestic fight. And I love fighters doing that because, a lot of these bigger names, sometimes they hate fighting young, unbeaten Brits because they're like, no, I'd rather fight at world level. They don't want to lose to a up-and-coming fighter. But Jack's kind of acknowledges that this is a big fight that's going to put bums on seats, going to get people interested, and he believes he's good enough to win. I think a lot of it will come down to how good is Harlem Eubank. He's a talent, but there's a big difference between being a talent and stepping up in a big stadium at world level against someone like Jack Catterall.
Eddie, I know we're tight for time, so I'm going to get straight into things. We've seen a lot of interesting things come out of the IBA event in Turkey this week, and Tyson Fury being the centre of a lot of them. This morning he's posted that April 18th, 2026 is the trilogy between him and Oleksandr Usyk. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, look, Tyson's always going to want to grab the headlines, isn't he? So I think there's definitely, I guess, a part of Tyson Fury that wants to run it back with Usyk. He thinks in his mind he won those first two fights. I don't, but they were close fights. And, every fighter wants to try and avenge a defeat. I don't think anyone's really interested in that fight. And obviously the fight that I want and I think the whole country wants is the AJ fight. But we're kind of done with, commenting, debating, goading, like whatever. Fury, one thing we learned about Fury is he's going to do what he wants to do. So we're going to do what we want to do. Hopefully the stars align in 2026. I spoke to His Excellency last night about the plan. AJ's next fight probably will be announced fairly soon. Will we fight Tyson Fury next year? Hopefully. We shall see. I'm not sure about the April 18th, where that date's come from, but that's Tyson Fury.
What are your thoughts on him saying that AJ versus Jake Paul is a 50-50 fight?
Yeah. Oh, then in that case, make the fight. If people think that's a 50-50 fight, great. So, don't forget that when we fought Francis Ngannou, that was arguably to some people a 50-50 fight because of what he did to Tyson Fury. Then all of a sudden, AJ cleans him out in 2 rounds, and it was just a mismatch. He's just an MMA fighter. So, look, I gave Jake Paul his credit this week. I think he has actually improved. But the fight with AJ, in my opinion, is a mismatch. But if you want to see Jake Paul exit the boxing world, make the fight.
And just lastly, quickly, Eubank Benn 2 was also official. A lot of talk about the weight and rehydration clause going into it. Is it safe for Eubank to be making this weight again so quickly after the damage we saw in the first fight and the 2 days in hospital? Is it safe for him to go back down to that weight again?
Yeah, I mean, what is it, 4 months later? I think, more, five months later. I mean, after the fight, obviously, Turkish Sheikh announced the date of the 27th. We have moved that forward by a week because of the fixtures and the venues. That's one for Eubank. I mean, his team confirmed in writing that the 20th or the 27th should be fine. We've gone with the 20th, or His Excellency's gone with the 20th, and we look forward to a great fight.
How does Conor Benn beat Chris Eubank Jr this time?
I think by just being better, by having that activity that he's now had through that fight, for having the confidence and belief of fighting on the big stage, and just keep breaking him down, wear him down. I think maybe improve the engine a little bit and get the job done. Very tough fight because of the size, but you're going to get round 13 of what was an epic night.
Cheers, Eddie. Thank you very much.